JF Stretford, Paddock, and this, well, it's not the paper talk, it's breaking news. We were at Old Trafford early this morning doing the updates, as we always do on a Monday morning, with the latest news from the paper talk, when on the way up to the office, we heard the news that a certain Cristiano Ronaldo has passed his medical on his way to joining Manchester United. So we thought, why not go live and give an update to everyone? Do get involved in the comments, get involved in the chat, hit like if you're not doing already, and hit subscribe if you're not subscribing. Let us know what you think about the news that Cristiano Ronaldo is on his way to being a Manchester United player. Just going to give you an update as to what has actually been said about him completing his medical from Sky Sports. Sky Sports this morning with the news. It says here, Cristiano Ronaldo... Shall I calm down and start again? Cristiano Ronaldo completes Man United medical ahead of return to former club. Man United announced they had reached an agreement with Juventus to sign Cristiano Ronaldo on Friday. Premier League club will pay around €15 million, £12.87 million, plus a further 6.86 million quid in add-ons for the Portugal captain, who underwent a medical in Lisbon over the weekend. And then it goes on to say Cristiano Ronaldo has completed his Manchester United medical as he closes on a return to his former club. Talks about United agreeing, reaching an agreement with Juventus. It also says personal terms have been agreed on a 2-year contract with the required aspects of the deal to be finalised before the deadline on Tuesday night. The Premier League club will pay around 12.87 plus 6.86. Then it goes on to say, Ronaldo scored 118 goals in 292 games during his first spell with United between 2003 and 2009. And the fact that his departure was confirmed from Juventus by the Juventus boss, Massimiliano Allegri, who revealed he was told by the player he had no intention of representing the club again. And the final bit in this, it's like the icing on the cake. United's rivals Manchester City were offered the chance to sign the 36-year-old and considered making a move. But the Premier League champions pulled out the negotiations. Okay. It's not what City fans were telling me on Thursday morning, or what everyone was banging on about on social media. Apparently it was a done deal and they couldn't wait to sign him, and they were rubbing our noses in it. And now apparently they pulled out the negotiations. It wasn't a case of he just decided to come to Manchester United, which is what he always wanted to do. I'll get into some of the comments and we'll give you a little update on what this means and when this is going to happen. Loads of people just Viva Ronaldo, Viva Ronaldo. Manish, you have that Viva Ronaldo. Rari Larkin, Viva Ronaldo. Yep. It's just, that's what everyone's saying. James O'Brien said, could Ronaldo break Rooney's record if he extends for another couple of years? I mean, stranger things have happened, but it's probably a bit of an ask in it for Ronaldo to do that, because I think, what is he on 1-9? What did we say? 118, sorry. So he'd have to sort of more or less he'd double that, wouldn't it? The thing with Ronaldo is when he was at United, for the first few years, he wasn't that prolific. He scored something like, I think it was 6 goals in his first season, 9 goals in his second season, and 12 goals in his third season. Then, obviously, he was only a kid. Then he kicked on, and it was like 23, 42, 26. But for a spell, for his first few years, he was just getting used to the Premier League. Obviously, his body was still developing as well. He's still young, so he wasn't that prolific. Now he obviously is. Last few seasons, you look at it, scored 36 goals last season, 37 goals the season before. Interestingly enough, the season before that, he scored 28, so he's actually been, you could argue he's getting better. But yeah, I don't know if he's going to break anyone's record, and to be honest with you, I'm not even that bothered. I'm more bothered about the fact that we've got him, and potentially he could, well, not potentially, but he will be playing for Manchester United, hopefully, for the Newcastle game. That should be his first game. United play Newcastle on the 11th of September, I think it is, in front of Old Trafford, a packed-out crowd at Old Trafford. What is that going to be like? Everyone there singing Viva Ronaldo as he makes his return. I mean, it's just pretty phenomenal. I'm just having a look at what people are saying in the comments as well. Where is the medical? I think, Ask Avatar account. Now, from what I gather, he completed his medical in Lisbon, I think. That was where he, underwent a medical in Lisbon over the weekend. So we knew he flew from Turin in a private jet, I think it was, on Friday. Because that's when the news broke that he was coming to Old Trafford. Because on Thursday, I think it was, the news, the story was, well, Wednesday, he sort of started gathering momentum that he was going to City. there was all these rumours and stories that he was going to go to City. Thursday, it sort of kicked up a notch, and it looked like it was actually going to happen. A lot of respected journalists were saying that City were in for him, that he was open to moving there, and that a deal was going to be finalised, going to be done. I think there was still some sort of debate going on or discussions going on over the fee, because City were looking maybe to not give Juventus the money they wanted or offload other players or whatever. Juventus may be interested in Gabriel Jesus. That was the stories coming out around Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. Friday morning, it still looked like City were favourites to get him. Certainly the bookies' favourites, if you care about that sort of thing. Rio Ferdinand tweeted something which made everyone sort of think, hang on a minute, is this not happening? Is he not going to City? Is he even coming to United? He tweeted a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio laughing in Django Unchained, that meme. So everyone was like, hang on, something could be going down. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gives a press conference where he speaks about Ronaldo, and he speaks about wanting Ronaldo to come back, and he says that Ronaldo knows what we think of him. Bruno's in contact with him, and people thinking, wow, to speak like that about Ronaldo when Ronaldo was heading to City seems a bit bizarre. I was still sceptical, right? I couldn't allow myself to think he was coming. I'd already mentally prepared for the idea that he was going to City. I was gutted, but I thought, right, this is going to happen. All right, just deal with it. So even after that, I was still like, I didn't want to get carried away and giddy thinking he's going to come. And then we started getting the news. We started seeing like tweets and comments and reports that actually he was coming to Old Trafford. He wasn't going to City. Then we got the news that City pulled out. As soon as City pulled out, you knew it was on, because Juventus had confirmed he was going. Then City confirmed they were pulling out of the deal. That left only Manchester United in for him, which was obviously where he was going. And then it was more or less a done deal. And Manchester United actually tweeted about it. That night, it was bizarre because United, not even that night, that evening, we were doing the brew at 4 o'clock. Myself, Abdullah and Ronaldo Brown. And all of a sudden, it was like, I got a message saying something's about to be announced. Boom. Manchester United tweeted that a deal had been done. It was so quick. You literally had Romano sort of, here we go. Was it an here? I don't think it was an here we go. I think Romano sort of gone live about it and spoke about it on Twitch saying it's happening. And then within about 5 minutes of that, United had officially announced it with a tweet and everything. So it gathered momentum very quick, and it quickly went from him going to Manchester City at about, Thursday afternoon to by Friday afternoon, United confirming he was coming to United, which was just fantastic because I was so gutted when I thought he was going to Manchester City. It's just devastating. And then for him if you'd have said to me on Thursday night, he's staying at Juventus, I'd have probably been happy. I'd have probably been like, relief, that's all right, I can handle that. Because I was so resigned to the fact it looked like he was going to end up at the Etihad. And then to find out that he's not actually got to City, he's coming back to United, is just ridiculous. It's been phenomenal seeing the chants at Molineux and the way United fans, we spoke to a lot of United fans there. We had Abdullah there yesterday. Everyone was chanting Viva Ronaldo. You saw the cardboard cut out of Ronaldo. Spoke to fans on the fan cams after the game. They were singing Ronaldo. So a lot of them in Portugal flags and Ronaldo socks and all that. So you can only imagine what it's going to be like at Old Trafford. We've waited so long to have fans back in the grounds. We've had one game against Leeds where it was, we had full capacity at Old Trafford. For the next game, to have Cristiano Ronaldo playing for us, come on, it's going to go off. Seriously. Paul Pogba was obviously asked about it yesterday. He said who? When he was asked, to be fair, I don't think he heard. And he spoke about the mentality that Ronaldo will bring, that winning mentality, and having him in the dressing room and things like that. So you can imagine just how excited the players are. Because if you're a player playing for Manchester United and you hear one of the greatest players of all time is going to join you, is going to come to your club, a player that some of the squad will have known, actually. I think, was it Jesse Lingard posted a picture, I think, when he was a kid and Ronaldo was there? Because we know that a lot of the players at United, we've had Rennie Millenstein on the channel as well, and you see all the videos of Rennie Millenstein with the likes of Ruud van Nistelrooy and other players working with some of the younger players like Danny Welbeck. There was that famous video, wasn't there, of Ruud van Nistelrooy and Danny Welbeck. So that's something United always do. They always get the senior players involved with the young players. And I don't mean the academy team. I mean the kids, the 9 or 10-year-olds or whatever. So some of them may remember him from that because it's been, 11 years, is it? 12 years since he was at Old Trafford. But most of them have all played alongside Cristiano Ronaldo, not played alongside him, sorry. I've been at the club when he was there. They'll just know he is one of the greatest players of all time, if not the greatest. So you can imagine the excitement. I posted a Twitter video on my Twitter of the time when Serbia played Portugal. And Nemanja Matic, when he waited outside the Portuguese dressing room with his kids to get a picture with them and Ronaldo. Ronaldo obviously came out and took a picture of him, gave him a high five. He was happy to do that. But you can see, you can imagine Matic's kids were like, oh, come on, Dad, get us a picture of Ronaldo. And he does that, so they're going to be buzzing that their dad now plays alongside or plays in the same team as Cristiano Ronaldo. It's just such a buzzing feeling at the minute around this transfer. So many United fans are absolutely over the moon about it. We've sang his name for so long. We've always had this thing with Ronaldo that we've never really turned on him. He left, I wouldn't say left under a cloud, but when he left that last season, you remember in the summer before he left, there was all this talk of, only God knows where I'll go, and this slavery talk and all this nonsense. And it did seem at one point like he was going to leave in the summer of 2008. I think Fergie convinced him to stay for one more season. I'm not ITK by, any stretch of the imagination, but the sort of stories or the reports were that Fergie said, give me one more year. Let's try and retain the Champions League. We've just won it. Be the first team to do that, retain the Champions League. So that convinced him to stay, give us one more year, and then I'll give you your move to Real Madrid that you want. He gave us another year. We got to the Champions League final. We won the league. Obviously, we didn't win the Champions League. And then he went for massive money to Real Madrid. But since then, he's always had a good reception from United fans. When he came with Real Madrid, he got a good reception. To be fair, when he scored against us at Old Trafford, he didn't really celebrate. I know he did it when he scored against us in Turin for Juventus. But he's always had his name sung. Even the Bruno chant references Ronaldo. So there's never been that sort of element of we've turned on him, we don't like him. Or you'll always get some fans who once he's left don't care about him. But the majority of United fans, from what I gather from the reception or the sort of reception he got at Old Trafford and the stuff you see on social media and just my own feelings personally, I feel like with Ronaldo, you just feel like you're grateful that you got to see such a good player playing for your club. We had Ronaldo, Brown and Abdullah on the brew. And I was chatting, we were just talking to them about it. Well, we were all just chatting about the news, and the news had broke that he was coming. And they both got emotional, and I get that because they were kids when Ronaldo left. They didn't really, they were young kids. I was in my 20s when he left, so I'd seen his entire United career. But they hadn't, and it was like, they were getting emotional because you're going to see this iconic player playing for your club. And you'd be able to enjoy it a bit more. You'd be able to see it properly and sort of revel in it. And I just think that's really special, and there's something really sort of unexpected about it as well. It very rarely happens like that. We've had players leave and come back, Paul Pogba, of course, but this is kind of different because when Paul Pogba left in 2012, he was a kid. He was, we always knew he was going to kick on and be this fantastic player, but he hadn't achieved anything at Manchester United as yet. Whereas Ronaldo obviously won the Ballon d'Or, won 3 Premier Leagues, won the FA Cup, won the Champions League, won the League Cup. He won the lot, World Club Cup, but he won everything. And then went to Real Madrid and won more Ballon d'Ors and more Champions Leagues and Ligas, and then went to Juventus and won a league there, and has always been sort of one of the top scorers in Europe. Has always, he's broken records everywhere he's gone. I think his record in terms of goals in the Champions League is it 140 or something stupid. I mean, he's just a phenomenon, and he's such a legendary player that. I've always been sort of, like I said earlier, grateful that I got to see him again, to take my kids who've never seen Ronaldo. None of my kids are old enough to have seen Ronaldo play for Manchester United. One of them seen him play for Juventus against Manchester United. I took my eldest daughter. I think we went to that game. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we did. So to see Ronaldo playing for Manchester United, it's just going to give everyone a buzz. You see some of the fans like Ronaldo's age, Ronaldo Brown that is, and Abdullah, who sort of remember him but haven't had that sort of, we're old enough to really appreciate it. Then there's other fans who are old enough, like myself, who remember him and are going to be emotional. And then there's fans who've never seen him. It's just a really good sort of feel-good factor in a minute about this move, about Ronaldo coming back to Manchester United. And now the medical's completed, it looks like it's taking that one step closer to happening. Ronak Batavia says, what are your thoughts on Fred? Would Fred start in any top 10 team? I mean, obviously this is about Ronaldo, but you can ask me whatever you want. This is a fair comment. Fred had a bit of a stinking 20 minutes yesterday. I'm not Fred's biggest fan, but I call it as I see it of any Manchester United player. I hope anyone who watches this channel knows that about me. I'm not his biggest fan, but I can see why he gets a game for Manchester United. He's got a lot of energy. He gets about a lot. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously trusts him because he plays in practically every game. I always feel like there's a reason he has McTominay next to him. I always feel like he needs another holding midfielder next to him because he isn't disciplined enough to do that role on his own, and also sometimes his passing can let him down, and you can't be doing that when you're just sitting in front of the defence giving the ball away. Yesterday, the first 20 minutes, he was all over the gaff. Would he get into any top 10 team is the question. I think if you're saying top 10 in the Premier League, I think he would. I think he would actually get into a lot of other top 10 please. I don't think he gets in City's or Liverpool's or Chelsea's team. I don't. He probably doesn't even get in Spurs' team. But, some of the other top 10 teams, I think he could be. I think, someone like West Ham or someone might have him. But, like I said earlier, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer obviously rates him. Someone there said, David Hogan says, Fred isn't a DM. I agree, he's not. He's not a DM, he just plays in that position. Highest Kuma says, are we signing a CDM anyway? Viva Ronaldo. We did the news this morning. I'll give you a little bit of an update because we did paper talk, but obviously when this news broke, we just sort of scrapped it. I can't say the reports, because not reports. Rumours, I think, would be more apt that maybe we could do a deal with Brighton to get Bissouma because Dan James is wanted by them. There was reports that Dan James could be heading to the Amex at Brighton. Yeah. Could be heading there. They're interested in him. See people saying, well, could we not give him and some money and get in Yves Bissouma? Possibly. I've not seen anything concrete that indicates Manchester United are going to do that, but it would make a lot of sense. And I think if we got a DM, that would make this transfer window, for me, a good enough transfer window for us to challenge for the title. I still feel we need a DM. I still feel that. I don't want to be negative because this is about Ronaldo and everyone's buzzing he's coming, but we do need a DM. Dan United 94. Mate, do you like paella? Not really. Not a big fan. I am the most blandest eater ever. I'm proper your dad eating. Like, do you know what I mean? I have like korma and tikka masala when I have a curry. Do you know what I mean? I have mild chicken when I have a Nando's. I'm proper beige when it comes to my food. Apologies. Ismar Smalatic says, what's up with Joe? Joe's not been on the channel for about 2 days and everyone thinks there's something wrong with him. He'll be on today. He's back on. He's just been off for 2 days. But yesterday on the watch-along, because it was the first watch-along or one of the rare occasions he wasn't on the watch-along, and people were like, is Joe left? No, he's just off. We do give him days off now and again, or he just take days off. Malp says, Jay's a pie and chips, man. Yeah, I do like pie and chips. I like them, yeah. Deadly Mantis says, I think United should go for Wilfred and Ndidi. He's Bissouma. Yep, either of those two would be great. I don't know if we can get either of them. Of the two, Bissouma would seem the more likely gettable player. Ndidi, I think you'd have to pay Leicester a lot of money to tempt them to part with him. You can get players from Leicester. We did it with Harry Maguire. We've seen the likes of N'Golo Kante, Riyad Mahrez, Ben Chilwell, all leave Leicester say, but they've left for decent money. You can't get them on the cheap, Leicester. They've got owners that care about the club and they've got money, so they're happy to let players go, but the price has to be right. And I think for someone like Wilfred Ndidi, you'd have to pay big money. I think you'd end up paying sort of 60, 70 million. I genuinely do. I don't know if Manchester United, I'm not saying we've got it, we've got money. I don't think the Glazers will let us spend our own money because it's our money, it's not theirs. But you know what they're like. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you think about this. Ronaldo completing his medical. I'll give you a little update if anyone who's just joined us, because I see we've had quite a lot of people join. Over 2,000 people watching, only 300 likes. Hit like on the video. Come on, people. Give us a like there. Ronaldo just completed his medical. Give us a like. We should be buzzing. Come on. Cristiano Ronaldo, going through the story again, this is from Sky Sports, completes Man United medical ahead of return to former club. United announced they've reached an agreement with Juventus to re-sign Cristiano Ronaldo on Friday. The Premier League club will pay around €15 million, £12.87 million, in case you want to convert it to sterling, plus a further £6.86 million in add-ons for the Portugal captain who underwent a medical in Lisbon over the weekend. That's pennies, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know he's 36, but what? 6.86 plus 12, like less than 20 million quid, and that's including the add-ons for Ronaldo. Come on. Now I know he's got, big wages. According to reports, he could be on something like around £500,000 a week or something. Apparently, he took a wage cut though to come to United, but he's still on massive money wages. But to pay that sort of fee for a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, it's not that much, is it? You can't get anyone nowadays in the Premier League, even 35-year-old, 36-year-old, sorry, for that sort of money. So I think that's a bit of a snip. Someone was saying, or I saw reports about it added $250 million or something onto United's value overnight. I don't know about that. I don't really care about that because the Glazers take most of it. But you wouldn't be surprised, would you, if a move like Ronaldo coming to United, it was such big news if it did have that kind of effect. Donny Kumanivong, I think I got that one right, says, or Kiomanivong, says, do you think we need a coach like Zidane to come in, successful in the Champions League, plus Ronaldo and Varane look up to him? No, I don't think we need Zidane to come in. I'll tell you why. There's a real feel-good factor at United now under Ole, I feel. I think we've looked at the players, the squad, everyone's happy. You look at the progress we've made. I know we need a trophy, and people keep going on about trophy. And losing the champion, losing the Europa League final wasn't good enough. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm an Ole fan, but that was unacceptable. It wasn't good enough, and he has to look at himself there because I think he got it wrong. But you look at the top flight finishes. Third in his first full season, second last season. You look at the players he's brought in. I think every single player that he's brought in, pretty much all of them, has improved Manchester United. Harry Maguire, yes, we paid big money. If you could go back in time, would you still buy Harry Maguire? I would. Aaron Wan-Bissaka gets a lot of stick, but again, you saw it yesterday at Molineux, that goal line clearance. He's a phenomenal defender. Could be a bit better going forward. But would you go back in time buy Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I certainly would. Other players, Bruno Fernandes, 47 million quid for Bruno Fernandes. It's a bargain. Edinson Cavani, we'd have Edinson Cavani all day long. You can look at the new players like Jadon Sancho. Yep, you got to wait and see how that pans out. But I expect big things from him. You can't look too much into his debut, I don't feel, or his first start. Raphael Varane already. That was an amazing performance at Molineux. It really was. And that's what we've been missing. I like Victor Lindelof, but Raphael Varane is just different gravy. He's one of the best defenders in the world, and he showed that straight away with his debut. I can't believe people were doubting him. There was people saying that we should have gone for Ben White. People that were paid money to be pundits were saying Ben White would be the better option. Now, I'm not having a dig at Ben White because he's a decent defender. But if you think Ben White's a better option than Raphael Varane, you need to cut the dosage on your meds or increase them. Surik Dutta says, can we go to semi-finals of Champions League? Why not? I think if you go to the knockout stage of Champions League, and it's anyone's. The thing with the Champions League, right, is, and this might sound a little bit crazy, but I'll say it anyway. The Champions League is probably easier to win than the league. Now, you go, what are you on about? That's ridiculous. The Premier League is we've won 13 Premier Leagues and 3 European Cups, 2 Champions Leagues. How can you say that's easier? Well, look at some of the teams that have won the Champions League. Other than Leicester in the Premier League, everyone that's won the Premier League has probably been a team you'd expect to win it or have always been in the mix for it, or, it's not really a surprise. Chelsea won the Champions League. They finished, third in the league, was it? Third or fourth in the league? I think it's fourth. Liverpool in 2005 won the Champions League. They finished fifth. Chelsea won it in 2012. They finished sixth. Porto, when they robbed us, won it in 2004. They weren't the best team in Europe. You can win the Champions League by having an easier run. I'm not saying an easy one, an easier run. You can turn up for the big games and you can just have those moments, those sort of big games, and have that mentality of, having those big games, getting those big results. Do you know what I mean? Like being able to overcome the odds. Premier League, week in, week out, it tends to be the best team in the Premier League wins it because it's 38 games and you can't just turn up once a month or whatever and manage to win a trophy or manage to win the Premier League from that. So I think you might look at it and go, United have a better chance of winning the Champions League than they do the Premier League. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but you look at Chelsea last season. I know Tuchel came in and he made a massive difference to them. But I mean, they got knocked out of the FA Cup by Leicester. Well, they lost knocked out is probably the wrong way of terming it. But they lost the FA Cup, didn't they, to Leicester? And then they went on and won the Champions League. So it just shows you, I think that in tournament football, you've always got a chance, like a puncher's chance, as they say in boxing. But I'm not saying we're going to win it. I'm just saying, in answer to Sudip's question, yes, we can, I think, get to the semis. And if we get to the semis, anything can happen. I was just missing something there. Someone was saying about, let me just see where it is. Matt Logan says, Roy Keane for manager, he won't carry any dead weight. I like Roy Keane, but I don't think he should be the manager of Manchester United. I think that I'd probably, I don't think that'd be the right move. Dan United 94 says, Viva J Motti, he likes food beige. He'll mispronounce your name. Viva J Motti. Quite accurate on all fronts there. Get involved in the comments, get involved in the chat, hit that like button. John Fanai 100 says, we need CDM ASAP. Is there any chance we'll get it? We'll keep you posted. We'll let you know if we are going to get CDM. We're going to be live all the time from now until sort of deadline day or the end of the deadline. We will keep going live. We'll keep giving you updates. We're going to do a live bumper edition tomorrow night. So like we did last year, if you remember last year, it was myself, Joe and Makola. We were live for about 4 hours, I think, at the end of it. So we will sort of do something similar if there are any twists and turns, any last minute deals, because I think there will be. Maybe not coming in, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but certainly in the outgoings I can see players leaving Manchester United, because we've got quite a few players on our books that probably aren't going to get a lot of game times. I know Amad Diallo's move to Feyenoord fell through. Fabrizio Romano tweeted about that. I think it was last night. He said that deal was off because Diallo, unfortunately for him, picked up a knock in training, and that was about to be a done deal. But because of that now, it was off. Jesse Lingard may still well end up at West Ham. He's been heavily linked with them. He obviously had a fantastic spell there last season, 9 goals and 6 assists, whatever it was, in 15 games. I'm just looking to see if Romano's tweeted anything about the Ronaldo medical. Not that we need him to, because it's already been confirmed, but he hasn't, I don't think, unless I've missed it. But yeah, he was talking about the fact that he tweeted yesterday about Diallo, his move not happening. There's other players as well that you look at. There was talk of Phil Jones going to Fulham. I'd love to see Phil Jones get a move. I just love to see him get his career going again. I know he gets a lot of stick. Always stuck up for him. But yeah, he's one of those players that he sort of becomes this figure of fun, doesn't he, for everyone? And I think we've all been guilty of it, of mocking Phil Jones a little bit. But he's had a time of it, hasn't he? And I think it'd be good for him to go get a move and just resurrect his career. I think he's only 28, 29, isn't he? He's 29, Phil Jones. He's not done by any stretch of the imagination. And you're looking, anything can happen. I'd like to see him go to Derby, mate. I don't know if that's possible, because I know they're a bit skint. But join Wayne Rooney at Derby. You look at it, Ravel Morrison's gone there, and he's scored a decent goal the other day as well. So yeah, it'd be great to see that happening. Windfaker says, having Van der Beek on the bench and using Fred instead is the same as having a Ferrari in the garage and driving an Audi and thinking you can catch up with anyone. Lots of debates going on about Van der Beek. We had a watch along yesterday. Andy Tate was going off his head saying Van der Beek should have been starting. Other people in the comments and the chat were saying this. That's a different debate probably for this video, but it's one that Ollie may well consider. If we don't get a CDM in, is he going to try Van der Beek there? Other people saying you could try Victor Lindelof there. I'm not so keen on that. I don't know if you just throw defenders into the CDM position and it all pans out for him. I think you have to be a little bit cautious of that idea. But who knows? Victor Lindelof can pick a pass, can't he? And he can tackle. So I think that's why people are looking at that and going, he could do a CDM role. Cooley Boy says Van der Beek isn't... Cool, is it Cooley Boy? Cool Boy says Van der Beek isn't a DM. I think someone did the maths for me yesterday in the chat. And he worked out, I think he played at a CDM for Ajax. I can't remember. It's about 7 times or 8 times or something. And he played as a 10 and 8 a lot more. So he's obviously someone who can play in that role, but it isn't that role for him. And that seems a little bit similar to like some McTominay and Fred, where you think that they're put into that position, but is that their natural position? Are they naturally CDMs? I'm not so sure they are. I think they just play there and also play there, 2 of them rather than 1, because we need someone who can do that job. You've got a lot of energy there. You've got a lot of legs. They'll both get stuck in. They'll both, cover a lot of ground as well. And they're both capable of moving with the ball. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of thing that goes unnoticed with them. They can carry the ball. It's just that's not their natural position. And I think sometimes that gets found out. And maybe we do need I personally think we need a sort of out-and-out CDM to come in, and then you can try and play 4-3-3. We played 4-3-3 yesterday, didn't we, with Paul Pogba? Was it 4-3-3? Was it 4-2-3-1? You can see, at first I thought it was a 4-3-1, but Pogba was very deep on it, so it's probably actually 4-2-3-1 with Pogba playing alongside Fred. But if you've got someone like Basuma or whatever, then you could probably play 4-3-3 with Basuma in that holding role, Bruno, Pogba alongside him, and then you can have the likes of Sancho, Ronaldo and Mason or whoever, or Rashford when he comes back. Suman Chiteri says City will 99% buy Haaland next year. There's going to be a massive sort of, not a bid, I don't know if it's a bidding war, because obviously he's got a buyout clause, but there's going to be a war over his wages or whatever, an offer. I think so many clubs are going to go for Haaland. Haaland is such a good player for anyone to buy, because he's young, his transfer fee isn't ridiculous. So yes, you're going to have to pay big wages for him, but that's not the end of the world if you're getting a quality player for a fee that isn't over the top. The problem is, and there was reports, weren't there, that Mino Raiola wanted a lot of money as a signing on fee. Apparently Chelsea were looking at Haaland this summer and were just priced out of it. It got to just silly money, and even for Chelsea, and they were like walked away and got Romelu Lukaku in instead. Someone's saying Fabrizio's just tweeted. Let's have a look what he's just said. Yep, there we go. Oh no, that's not it. Let me have a look. I can't see unless it's No, someone's said that, but I think they're having me on because neither me or producer producer Callum, can see that. So yeah, either something wrong with my Twitter or someone's having me over. So I haven't seen anything from Maurizio Romano. But we do know that Cristiano Ronaldo has completed his medical. He is coming to United. We knew that. It's coming back to Old Trafford. Medical completed. That's been confirmed by Sky, by other people as well. So one step closer to seeing Cristiano Ronaldo in his Manchester United shirt. Cannot wait. I can't wait to see him just holding that shirt, just wearing that shirt, and I can't wait to see him at Old Trafford, hopefully on the 11th of September against Newcastle. It's going to be a packed stadium. You're going to see hear Viva Ronaldo singing out. I might even get there early for once, just to get involved. Listen, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for everyone who got involved in the chat. Thanks for everyone who give us a like. Hit like. If you're not subscribing, give us a subscribe as well. We've got over 600,000 subscribers now. We want to get to 700,000. Thanks for all your support as well. We're going to have the Premier League P-Take later on. We're going to have the Paddock podcast live later on this evening as well. This afternoon, I should say, at 4 o'clock. So make sure you are liking, sharing, and subscribing. Go and check out the merchandise store as well. We've got some great merchandise on there, including some Ronaldo stuff. So go and have a look at that. I've been Jay Motti. This has been breaking news that Ronaldo is one step closer now to wearing his United shirt. He's completed his medical. Thanks for watching.